Hey, hello everyone. My name is Harold. Welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to have an interview with my wife. She's completely new to my YouTube channel. I talked about her quite a few times, but now I'm going to have a conversation with her about my dream of moving to Costa Rica. So, just a short introduction. If you've seen my other videos, you know that my dream is to live there with my family and live in the middle of nature and wildlife, and surrounded by wildlife. And however, if it would be just for me, I would already live in Costa Rica for for quite a while. But you know, I'm not alone here. I have my wife, and we also have 2 children. So, and the reason for me not living in Costa Rica right now already is, you know, my wife is
The
having.
wife.
She's no, she had a little, you know, not trouble, but you know, difficulty with the idea of moving the Netherlands and going back to Latin America, where she was born and raised, actually in Peru. So that's what we're going to be talking about. I'm going to ask her some questions and see what her point of view is on this whole idea of moving to Costa Rica and you know, live the adventurous life. And so I think maybe we're going to just start from the beginning and you know, where my dream started of moving to Costa Rica and how you see that. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe a small
Yeah.
context. I come from Peru,
Yeah.
so perhaps some people may think that Peru and Costa Rica look similar or have a lot of things in common, and that's perhaps that would make it easier for me as a Peruvian to move back to Latin America. And but yeah, we cannot generalize, but it's not the case with me.
No.
Because I come from Peru, of course, and from the desert, from the south coast, Ica, Nazca, that kind of area, and it's pretty much the sea and the desert, and that's it.
That's it. The ocean and the desert. Yeah.
Yeah, so going to Costa Rica was amazing. Be able to see so much nature, similar to the jungle that what we have experienced sometimes in some jungles throughout our traveling before our children. So when I knew that you really wanted to go back to that kind of to the tropical area and live there, that was for me kind of wake up to this new reality of there is a reason why, of course, I chose the Netherlands, or the Netherlands chose me, that could be, but there is a reason why I chose the Netherlands also to live. And I wanted some kind of stability, definitely more opportunities in terms of studying and working. So 18 years after,
Yeah.
we have built that here. I have friends, of course, our family.
You
Yeah,
have your job.
that too. Yeah, I have something that I like doing, and something that I've been doing for a while now. I got to study here what I wanted. So for me, basically, Costa Rica was a new opportunity, or is a new opportunity that has come up. I say to Harold sometimes that this just came up out of nowhere, but if I think this through, yeah, I realized that it was a long time coming, moving to or having this option of moving abroad. So I thought at some point that it could be Peru, but of course, me being used to now this kind of life, a more structure maybe, and as a disclaimer, of course, this is my take on things. Of course, there are a lot of people in Peru who has a very structured life and very well organized, and also in the tropics, also in Costa Rica. But for me, for me as a person, I am like that here in the Netherlands. I'm more structured, I'm more organized, and I fit in in my way to this in this culture. I have integrated and assimilated the culture well. At least I feel that I really like to be part of this culture, and I am.
Yeah.
So sometimes I am more Dutch than Harold, especially right now, especially nowadays, currently now after our two children. So
you feel in the beginning you of course you felt overwhelmed by the idea. Okay,
yes,
Harold is very serious
totally.
about this.
Yes.
It's not just a thing that just appeared out of the blue. It's something serious, and but I think now we are getting to the point that we are, slowly adopting the idea of okay, we're going to really move to Costa Rica and start a new life over there with our children. So yeah, that maybe brings us to the second question or subject. Of course, our children. We're not moving, just the two of us. We have two small children. The oldest one is 5. The youngest one is 3. So especially the oldest one has to go to school over there. And these are some of the things that especially you were, dealing with or how do you say?
Yeah,
you're not scared of this.
That's a concern for me.
It's a concern, yeah.
Anything
of course, because as European or as a Dutch guy or Dutch family, we have a pretty good school system here in the Netherlands, and the idea is that outside of Europe or outside of the Western society, school systems are not always that good. However, I do have another opinion on that, and but this was a concern for my wife. So, how do you feel about that?
It is still a concern for me because I am investigating now, of course. Right now, just through the internet, searching for the options that there are in Costa Rica, and due to my culture and my upbringing, I come from Peru, where education is a privilege. So that for me plays a role or influences my view on things. And Harold sees it differently because he has been brought up in a culture of abundance and a lot of options, diversity in options. And I'm sure that we will come to the middle at some point. But right now I am searching for the options of homeschooling, and because Eliseo goes to a school who has the philosophy of Waldorf, or they are Waldorf inspired, and that's something that we have affinity with. So searching for that in Costa Rica is different because, or at least you can search for it, but it's a kind of a school that is more for the privileged people.
Yeah,
we are privileged.
These are often private schools. The public school system in Costa Rica is, at least for Latin America, is very good, and I think in international terms they have a pretty decent good school system. However, we haven't investigated this thoroughly, and our kids haven't been to school in Costa Rica, so we don't have our own experiences in this. But just for the research we did, is that Costa Rica just has a pretty good, at least the public school system is pretty decent. However, if you don't want to use the public school system, and if you want to go to send your kids to a Waldorf inspired school, then you usually end up with a private school, and that's usually more costly than just the public school. So yeah, but this is what we are investigating right now, and
that's the main concern for me. That and safety. That would be the two main non-negotiables, as they say.
Yeah.
Priorities, and yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm taking my time.
Yeah. So what about safety? Here in the Netherlands, everybody thinks that it's one of the safest countries on the planet. Latin America is always full of crime, and you know, of course, there's some truth in this statement or comparison. However, here still in the Netherlands, we also have crime. There are home invasions and you know, we have the cocaine mafia here in the Netherlands, which is pretty serious. But also in Costa Rica, there's also, of course, crime exists everywhere in the world, no matter in which country you live. If you're from the United States, you know, in the biggest cities in the US, there's also criminality and. But what is your point of view on this, especially because you are from Peru, which is a country in Latin America, of course.
Yeah, that's a very delicate topic because this is my own experience, and of course in Peru there are, as you say, we have safety in some places and in some places we don't. I think I have an experience in Peru myself, a tough situation in terms of safety, but I remember, and that's the tricky thing, the body remembers the alert level that I had to have since I was conscious about safety. So we are brought up in a way in Peru, or at least in my family, in a way that you are alert. You are alert all the time, or you try to be alert all the time. Sometimes you fail, of course, and you're not alert. But yeah, so you are brought up with this sense of here cannot be, or is not always safe. So be alert, be mindful of what you're doing, of your surroundings, and that can be wise, but it can give you some kind of stress as well. And when I moved to the Netherlands, of course I knew, and that was also a psychological thing, that in Europe there is more safety, so I would be able to walk more freely on the streets as a woman, and without being alert of the surroundings all the time, of the way that I speak, of the way that I dress, of these kind of things.
But this has to do with the machismo culture in Latin America?
Most likely.
Yeah, okay.
Most likely, that.
If you know a little bit about the machismo...
the macho culture.
Macho culture, you know, men are... The machos there and... you know,
at the time, especially.
Yeah. This is just a general...
my experience.
Yeah, just your experience, and this doesn't have to
apply to all, of course.
Yeah, sure. But how do you? Of course, I know that your concerns of safety, as because of coming from a country like Peru, you're projecting that on.
Yeah, Costa Rica.
On Costa Rica,
for sure.
Yeah. So how do you feel about that right now? Now that we are a little bit further in the process.
Yeah, I feel open to the option of Costa Rica because we have discussed this many times. Now we are documenting this for the first time, and I told you that I want to use this also as a document for our children maybe at some point. But we have discussed this many times. Of course, culture and the way that you are brought up, at least for me, has shaped the way that I see things. And the first time that I heard that you thought, oh, I think that Costa Rica is going to happen for us, I was very, very much scared because I thought, oh no, Peru again. But not in that way of, how can I say it? Because I love Peru, I love my country. I am very happy there, and we go very often to visit my family. And we will definitely live also over there. It's just a thing that has to do with fear and the trauma that you can create with that.
Yeah.
And we have discussed this many times. Of course, at some point, I am starting to realize that Costa Rica is not Peru.
No.
And even the Peru that I lived 18 years ago is not the same as the Peru of nowadays. We have evolved as a society as well, and myself as well. So this is again my personal experience of Peru, and yeah, I am open for Costa Rica right now because I do feel that the world has changed, and of course we need to be alert everywhere. But as you say, it could be in Europe as well. It could be here. That we need to be mindful of the surroundings as well. Yeah. But I'm still scared of doing that change.
It is.
So.
it's this applies to everything. You know, if you know my story, I quit my job in 2016 and then started studying again. This was also something that I was scared of because you're used to your daily life and your, you know, the I don't know how you call it, the red race that you're in. You know, working every day,
system,
the system that you're in, and you know, this is something to you know, to change your mindset, to be open to new things and step out of your comfort zone. And this is also something that you know, this needs to be, or this for something life changing thing to do in your life, it also needs to step out of your comfort zone. And you know, this applies to everyone, of course, in their lives.
For sure, you have inspired me with that, with your change of career and stuff like that.
Well, actually, she was the one who inspired me to change my career. But that's you know, I was always not happy in my job, and I was always, you know, a little bit down when I came home. And you said, "Oh, well, you can do anything with your life. You can look at me. I studied at a university. You can do these things also." And that was my inspiration to eventually quit my job and start studying again. So, but now I have to inspire her to to change something. And
I think that's perhaps what happens in a multicultural relationship. I think around the world, that or not even in a multicultural. I think even in all relationships, you inspire the other, or you challenge the other with different things. So I am pretty traditional. I have been brought up, as most people, I think, with ideas of if you want safety, which is at the top of the priorities in your life, if you want safety and a fulfilled life, then you need to go a very straight path, which is studying, go to school, study, find a job, and that will give you security and safety for the rest of your life. So a monotonous life was, for us, happiness. Or at least that's the way that I have been brought up.
Sure.
So
me too.
Yeah. So it was very inspiring to see that you wanted to deviate for this kind of unconscious mindset of plan that we have been imprinted with. And also scary at the same time, but very inspiring to see. And now, and when you brought this new project of Costa Rica, I thought that makes sense, because Harold is somebody who takes action on things and don't talk much about it, but he just knows what he wants to do and he goes for it. And me being the traditional in that way for that kind of thing, it's taken a bit. It's taken a bit to adjust, to let go of what I thought that was the path to happiness and fulfillment and enlightenment. No, not enlightenment, but to let go of that path, of that idea of me. It's difficult.
It is difficult, sure. I can
for some, for me at least.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So okay. So if we're talking about this vision that I have, and of course, if you're going to move to another country, if you're going to live abroad, there's always the question: how are you going to make your money? So after my after my study. We went on a holiday to Costa Rica and see if this would be the country to to live in for us as a family. Well, we kind of after we came home. This is already over 1.5 years ago, and we came home, and then you go on with your daily life, and I started working as a education assistant. And while I was working at the university, I was studying as an education assistant. Then I started to get this vision of moving to Costa Rica very seriously, to own my own piece of rainforest, and maybe have a small research center for volunteers or for students and for researchers. During my studies, I have conducted some research in Costa Rica, and I like this idea of teaching people about tropical nature, wildlife, birds, how the ecosystem works. So that made me decide to quit my job again, the function as the position as an education assistant. This was last October, I think. Yeah, and then I visited Costa Rica again last December, and this was just an orientation for me as myself to see if this would be, if there was some land available. I looked at some properties that could potentially be something for us to establish a reforestation project. When I came home, I decided I thought to myself, or we discussed it, the idea of having this reforestation project or nature conservation and have a small research center. But if you're going to do this, you're going to commit yourself to a long-term project, and like you said, if you're going to do this, you always have people around you, students, researchers, volunteers. And as we have a family with 2 small kids,
they want to see you and spend time with you and me.
that is something to think about. So now that I adjusted my plans a little bit, I'm now starting my online business to work as an affiliate marketer and earn an online income. And how do you see that? Earning money in that kind of way, or maybe do something completely different, maybe a combination with earning money online and reforestation project, or maybe something that you're interested in.
I see that the world has changed, of course. So after the pandemic, it has been a kind of also a reset, but a kind of versnelling. Hoe zeg je dat?
Something goes faster, or
I think the transformation in the world is at such a strong and fast pace that things that were not possible 3 years ago are now possible. So right now we are working, I am working at least for my company in the Netherlands, hybrids, but mostly from home, remotely. So, and that was not possible before the pandemic. So I see a lot of potential, and of course the world with crypto is very, very interesting. It has a lot of good investments, a lot of good projects out there. So that gives me also the motivation to say, okay, we can do this, because there are more options out there to make a living. So that, and working online, supporting enterprises or businesses or projects that you are passionate about through affiliate marketing. I think that's also a great option. And I do love the holistic side of things, so I am learning
Yeah.
And I've been working for over 10 years also on a corporation in different positions.
Yeah.
So I like that, and I think that I could work remotely for in that sector.
Sure. Yeah.
Or as you having diverse occupations.
Yeah.
You work also with art, and you work with affiliate marketing, and you are investing and these kind of things. I like that too. Not just a focus on one sole thing.
No, different income streams.
Different ways of making a living.
Sure. Yeah.
Searching your fulfillment. You choosing the projects.
Yeah.
Not that you have to do a project because you have to, but you can having that freedom of choosing what you want to work with.
Yeah.
I love that. That's for me absolute freedom.
Yeah.
And then be able to be together with the children, and that they see maybe more nature. I mean, in the Netherlands we are privileged. We have a lot of forests. It doesn't matter what you. That's my take on it. Of course, you love in the tropics. Me coming from the desert, you love in the tropics. Of course, you want more nature. Opening the window and seeing the river is it would be your dream, of course. And it's awesome as well. I love it too. But for me, I love it also here in the Netherlands. I love this country very much, and I enjoy it.
Yeah.
So, but for me, freedom is being able to choose the projects that we want to work with.
Yeah.
And having the time, and having actually the power of decide how to spend our time. Not that we are,
lived by the
stuck
system.
In a system where people from outside can determine how we distribute our time, and instead of the other way around. So, or a company in that case.
And I think that this is one of the main reasons for me to want to live in Costa Rica, to be able to do what I love. My passion for the tropics, and for birds, and for bird watching. And of course, this is my main focus of doing in Costa Rica some kind of nature conservation or reforestation project, or something with conservation of birds. I thought about doing something, maybe partly working as a bird guide, or giving some just a small training of just 1 or 2 days for bird watchers.
You can.
Yeah. So this is still my main focus, but on the other side, I decided to start working online, and start an income from here, and then close my laptop here, and then move to Costa Rica, open my laptop again, and then my business goes on. And if you're interested in what I'm doing, please check out the link in the description of this video. And what else can we discuss?
I don't know.
We talked about my vision. We talked about our children. Maybe we can talk about a little bit about the things you leave behind if you're moving abroad. Of course, you moved to the Netherlands when you were 19. You came to the Netherlands, and of course you left your family behind in Peru. And now that we are having plans to move to Costa Rica, now that I'm going to leave the things behind here in the Netherlands. My family, my stuff, all the belongings that we have. We have our own house here. We have. You can see it, but we have a lot of stuff here, and unnecessary stuff, of course. No, that's not true.
I think from all the people that I know, you are the less attached to stuff.
Yeah.
So I am the one worry about some stuff, even though I thought that I was, as you, following your example, not attached to a lot of materialistic stuff that make our life easier, of course. So it has value.
Yeah.
It's not that we are just buying for buying. I think we have been very mindful of that. Not always, but I think from a specific age, something shifted. I think perhaps after traveling so much around, things started to sink in, and we review our life as well, and organically we're starting to adopt things as minimalistic, and a minimalistic life is nice.
Yeah.
Nearby nature, we like to to be in a community, and this kind of stuff changed gradually for us.
Yeah. But of course, you have
yeah.
to, if you're moving abroad, you have to leave your things
Yes.
behind, your family and your belongings. So, what is your, you have experience with that, moving to another country.
But I was 19.
Yeah, you were 19, of course. But
So, what did I have? I live with my parents. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's easier when you are 19 and you are completely not attached to anything.
No,
at least in my case, because I was like that at the early age. I knew that I was going to study abroad. I knew that was my thing in life.
Yeah.
But now we have not only lived together for a very long period of time before the children, and now we're a family.
Yeah.
So there are things that I am attached to. Now I realize that I am attached to some things, and I am thinking sometimes for the children.
Yeah.
They don't tell me, but I am thinking, Eliseo is going to miss his bike. Ariana is going to miss the dollhouse. Things that they don't ask me, but
No.
I am thinking for them, and that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a learning process. I don't know how we are going to, or how I am going to detach, but slowly, gradually, I am starting to feel more, at ease with the idea of, okay, we are leaving this behind.
Yeah.
And we are starting something new from scratch. That's an adjustment. That's an adjustment for me, especially because you are adventurous. I mean, that's your nature. You're adventurous. You are not afraid of doing and undertaking projects and doing it.
At least for the last couple of years. Before that,
no, but it's also the way that it's also your talents, because you have been working always also creating stuff with the hand. I mean, you have been a mechanical engineer, building things.
Yeah.
So in my case, because I have more affinity with, how can I say it? More affinity with reading and not really creating something from scratch. I've been working for a corporation. I mean, on the management, export, logistics side, and you're working with your brains. But you don't make something tangible.
No.
So I think that since you know that you can actually build a house with your hand, with your bare hands, I think that you have this security of, no matter where we go, I know what I bring to the table.
Sure.
I can do different stuff. That's what I'm talking about with diversity, because you have learned so many different things in your studies, but also working and creating, that you have this in you. In my case, I am thinking, okay, this will be an adjustment, but we can do this if we both are on the same page. And if everything align, of course, if everything is aligned, because you know that I have affinity with the holistic.
Yeah.
For me, that's life, and if everything seems to be pulling us towards Costa Rica, that means that we're going towards Costa Rica.
Yeah.
But I try to live with, don't force anything. If that's pulling us, then that's my lesson, to let go of fear. And some days are more easy than the others.
Of course, yeah.
But
sometimes I'm also thinking about, okay, what am I getting myself into? And And
Yeah, that's
like
normal.
I've said before, this is the comfort zone that you have to
Yes.
step out and just start doing and don't think. And of course, have a plan, have a vision. That's the most important thing.
Have a vision.
I think
yeah.
that's the, but not changing your life is always scary. And
Yeah.
but if you're looking back afterwards, like now, I'm looking back at the time when I quit my job and started studying again.
Yeah.
It wasn't that hard. It everything falls into its place, or how do you call that? Everything.
Yeah, everything falls into his place, but I
Yeah.
think that that puts me at ease from all the madness inside or the chaos that I may experience within myself, because I am dealing with the emotions and the fear and the adjustments. Is something that puts me at ease is that you have a vision.
Mm-hmm.
And then that inspires or motivates me also to have my vision, and then we have both our shared vision, that something that we want for our family or as a family. And that's my kind of how fast something to
thing to hold on to
yes, something to hold on to. And
the familiar things in life, the things that we
regardless, that's what I try to focus on, hold on to that vision, that regardless where we are, as long as we are with healthy and healthy here,
mm-hmm.
and healthy here,
sure.
then we can do stuff, we can experience stuff, then we can be more open. In my case, because you're of course, we are different, we have different personalities, you're more open in that way, and I am gradually opening up to this
gradually
take putting some emphasis on gradually putting some taking my time.
Sure.
That's
that's what happens when you have a vision like this, or a life-changing decision, or whatever.
Yeah, we are the two of us.
Yeah.
We are the four of us, but now we are
we are the
together.
ones who are making the decision, of course. Yeah. All right. So I think that's okay. The plan for now is to sell our house. Of course, that's the first step. I think we're going to
put it on the market.
Make the decision. That's something also what's not scares me, but that's something big. If you sold your house, that's the point of no return. That if you don't have a place to live, then you have to go. So of course we have to sell our stuff. We have to actually a few weeks ago we talked to somebody in Costa Rica with a relocation agent to see if it's how do you call that?
Doable.
Interesting for us to
or interesting
to move
to
our belongings,
some stuff.
to ship some stuff.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't think we're going to do that. Maybe we're going to take some extra suitcases and.
Most likely.
Yeah. We're still investigating this thing, and luckily, however, my mom is willing to join us for the first in the first few months. So maybe for the first 3 months we're going to have somebody who is going to be with us and to be with our children, and to make it maybe a little bit less
maybe
hard.
For some people it would be crazy to think about going
having your mom
doing this kind of move during the first months, but since we have that kind of relationship with Jenny, with my mother-in-law, which I love, I know that it's not always the case for everyone, but for me it's important for the moral moral support.
Moral support,
My mom and Jenny will be with us. At least that's the vision. That's the idea. That's the idea, and it's just because their energy and their support is invaluable. So I'm very happy that we're grateful that she can. She said yes.
She said yes, so she wants to join us at least for the first couple of weeks or months or whatever. And then, of course, after we sold our house and took the flight to Costa Rica, I think we're first going to rent a place somewhere and see what. We have kind of an idea in what area we want to live in, but not yet decided. So I think
these are the details.
These are just the details. Yeah. And first we're going to rent a place and then go from there.
Yeah.
And bit by bit we're going to the gradually coming to the point that we're going to actually move to Costa Rica. And but this was my wife's point of view. Actually the point of view of my wife, Carito, of my dream to move to Costa Rica, and I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think we covered the most important subjects, and so if you like this video, please hit the like button. Please consider yourself subscribing yourself to this channel. If you haven't done that, hit the notification bell so you will be notified every time I upload a new video, or we upload a new video. I think there in the near future we're going to have more conversations. Would be nice,
perhaps.
And so that's it. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.
Bye bye.